On this video, I'm going to show you how to make the frame and everything else that we use here in Las Vegas shooting group for our Tuco challenge, I guess. That's the string, cutting the string with the weights on it. I'm going to show you how to build the frame, what else is needed, how we have got it situated, and we're going to go from there. And in the end, I'll show you, we'll go out and I'll do a little bit of shooting with it, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to get busy, show you all the different materials you're going to need, sizes, etc., etc. Okay, the first thing you're going to need is a decent sized piece, an 8-footer will work, leave you a little bit left over, of 1x2. Now you're going to need two pieces like this that are 10 inches long. Okay, they can't be any longer than, you can make them longer, but this is the optimum size that we have found. Okay, and then you're going to need two more pieces down here for whatever length or width you want for your target stand. Okay, these are like 30 inches. So once you get that done, and there's a reason for all of this, why these are 10 inches, which you're going to see later. That's these up here, and you'll see why. And I'm wearing black gloves, black heavy rubber gloves, latex gloves, because they keep my hands a little bit warmer. This is an unheated garage, and I can still pick up things and pick up small nails and stuff like that. So I don't want to hear any comments about it. What am I, a proctologist or something? Okay. All right, we'll go on to the next step. All right, these are some of the other things you're going to need before we go any further. You're going to need eyelets, and you're going to need some short screws. I think these are like a 1/2 inch, number 12. I don't know what number they are. You're going to need some binder rings. These are the kind that open up and clip. And you're going to need some number 16 by 1 1/4 inch nails. Okay, then you're also going to need tape. At least I need the tape. I'll tell you why in just a second. This is the black Gorilla tape, and whatever width that is, I don't know, 3 inches. And what I'm going to do is, there's the wood. I'm going to cover the wood with the tape because I don't like splinters. And if it rains, the wood doesn't get wet, etc., etc., etc. So the first thing to do is to cover the sticks, the wood, with the tape. Okay, once you have the tape, the wood all covered with the tape, you want to go back on here, on this one, the two wide ones, long ones, and you want to, you're going to want to put the screws and the eyelets in. We found that the best thing to do is start at the middle, put one in the middle, as you're going to see why, and then every 2 inches out to about 2 1/2, 3 inches from the end. Okay? You want to do that on both of them. You can't really see there. Maybe I can get this thing. What I did was I just used a hammer and nail and I poked my pivot holes in there. You can see them there. Okay? So we'll go on from there. We're going to go ahead and put the screws and the eyelets in, and then we'll go from there, we'll go to the next step. Okay, we got the screws in on the top one, and we have the eyelets in on the bottom one, and now it's time to put it together. Now there are several ways you can do it. How you want to do it is up to you. I just put 2 little nails in the ends down here at angles, and that's all I really need, and then I tape it to reinforce it. If you want to use screws, whatever you want to do, that's up to you. Anyway, when I'm done with that, I'll show you the taping part of it. Okay, now that it's together, I'm going to use a narrower tape. This is a 3M. It's not quite as heavy as the other one, but it's easier to maneuver and manipulate. It's not as heavy, so I'll put like 2 layers, 2 or 3 layers on each corner. And down here, you can see the nails. Okay, there it is. It's done. That's all finished. It's ready to be used. Now I'm going to go in there and show you how we do the strings. Now, there's several ways of doing it, and I'll let you guys just figure out which way you want to do it. Originally, we started out with fish line, the one that's on the left, and then we decided it was actually too easy because it's pretty heavy line, even though it's only a 6-pound line. Then we went to the sewing threads. Now we have here the red, the black, and the white, and that's what we used originally, but then we decided to go to and I don't have them here, they're at the house because I'm making new things for them. Anyway, We went to a fluorescent pink and a fluorescent green because they can be seen on either a black or a white background. Now, in order to facilitate setting it up at the range, I do, and the other guys do too, we pre-tie our threads with the loop at one end, and you'll see why in a minute. Now, these are the fluorescent pink, and this is yellow that we use a little bit of. Now, I wrap them around a dowel, but what I do, there you can see one here, I cut grooves in it to keep them spaced apart. They're 1 inch apart. I don't remember how many. There's another one where you can see the groove, and another one down here where you can see the groove. Yeah, I don't know what this is, 1 inch dowel, something like that. Anyway, that's how we wrap them up. We put tape on it, then we just have to untape it and boom, put them together. Now I'm going to show you how to put one together. I'm not going to do a bunch of them because it's just not worth the trouble, okay? But I'm going to show you how to do one, and then you just do the same thing for the rest. And I'll show you also why it was important to have one of those screws and eyelets in the middle. Okay, here's the thing. First of all, I want to tell you about the weights. Our weights were various different things at one time. And we've come up with the idea that two very large bolts put together, taped together with colored tape. Each one has a different color. And in the bottom one, there is number 10 birdshot to give it a little bit more weight. This is where the rings come in. These are the what they call binder rings. They snap together. And you put a loop on the thread so that we can just loop it over like that, okay? Now, we come down here. Let me get the end of the thread here. Now I'm going to show you why this middle one up here is so important, okay? You run the thread through the eyelet, bring it up, and we usually leave about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of thread at the bottom, okay? Come up here to the middle one, which is right there, and we wrap it around, okay, 3 or 4 times. When you get it to that point, you take the thread and you tie it on very easily this way. Whoop. With these gloves on, it's kind of hard. Whoop, it came off. Okay, let's do it again. Wrap it around, bring it down, through, and tie it. We do that twice or 3 times to make sure it doesn't come loose, okay? Now, once you have that done, then we go ahead and just cut off this excess thread because we don't want it showing. And we make them long because sometimes we'll go from way over here to way over there. But this gives you a good angle, okay? And they're done, all right? Now, you also have to have a piece of board in here. I'm going to grab a piece of board, slide it through there so you can see what it's like. Here's the board. Just slide it through. And stick it down in there, okay? There. Now you can see the thread, and you'll also see where you hit, all right? Now I use black foam core or white foam core, and then black poster boards, because once you shoot a bunch of holes in it through the black foam core, then you can't really, you can't use it again. But what we do then, let me take this one out of here again and show you the back of it. This one happens to be on white, but it doesn't really much matter. You can see all the holes in the back of it. This is from when we were shooting it before. So, when you get something like this, then it's kind of hard to tell what you're doing. So then we just take the black poster board and tape it back on the top, then you're ready to go again. You use them until they're so shut up they won't hold well anymore, and then you just throw it away. So that about does it. Then you just hang it up onto the thing that you can hang it up onto your target stand and have at it. Like I say, you can make them any width you want, and this is really tough. You're going to try to shoot that. We have actually grazed it. The thing is that you've got to hit it dead nuts on, because if you don't, it's going to be a miss, because this will flex just a little bit, okay? Either way. even when it's down there tight like this, it's going to flex. So you've got to hit it dead nuts. There are times when the bullet hole will be right behind the thread, and you're saying, what's going on? I hit it. No, you didn't. Well, you did, but you didn't, because what you did, the bullet came down and flexed it, see? Like that. Flex the thread. And it will put the bullet hole and the thread bounces back. You've got to hit it dead nuts on, or it's a miss. Okay? Like I said, about does it. You can do whatever you want, make them as big as you want. The reason why we do this, because this is 7 inches, roughly, okay? When we use the poster board, it's 22 inches long, and so we can cut it, or 22 inches wide, so we can cut it, we can get 3 pieces out of it at 7 inches, okay? They don't have to fit exact. They can be an inch narrower. They can be 6 inches, as long as you have enough to get through it. Now, if you can't keep your shot within a 6-inch across here, then you've got a problem. So we shoot it, depends on who the skill level of the shooters and the power of their scopes. We can go from 25 out to 40 yards. 40 yards, you're going to go through a lot of ammo to cut 6, because we usually put 6 on here. You're going to go through a lot of ammo to cut 6 strings, believe me. If you don't believe it, make one, try it, and you'll see. All right? I've got to say this one thing. I'm kind of bragging about this. This was my idea. I came up with this, I don't know, 6 months ago or so. And it went through evolutions. It started out, they were very wide, and I thought, man, so we just kept moving it down, and we finally got it to this point. 7 inches, if you can't hit in 7 inches, there's something wrong, okay? Anyway, now we have in the group, I've made 12 of these frames myself. This is number 13. I don't know if that's unlucky or not. But anyway, we've got shooters all over the place using this. It's actually taken the range by storm. They're using, this is about all you see anymore for the guys that really know how to shoot. Okay? So, make you some, have at it, have some fun with it, see what the challenge is. You think it's easy? It's not, believe me. That's it. Have fun with it. And if you make one, show me what you did. Okay? If you made any improvements to it, show me what you did. Put them online and let me see what you're doing. I'm shooting a custom-built 10-22 with a 6-24 scope on it. I'm going to shoot from left to right. Now the one that's on the left, the first one I'm going to shoot is just a little bit more vertical than normal, but I wanted to get away from where the other holes were that I shot earlier. All right, here we go. Now that was 10. That's 2. That's 8. That's 2. Now that one looks like it's right behind the rope, or the thread. I probably hit the thread, but it warped out of the way. Eight. Okay, so that's what it does. I've got a lot of practice at this, So it's, you know, it's a shot a little bit above average on these.